are back with another special guest, one of my favorite human beings on the entire planet.
Yes.
We got my sis in the building, DJ B-Lax. Or you go by B-Lax now?
Either one. DJ B-Lax, Brittany, whatever you want to call me.
Top Flow B-Lax.
You can call me Brittany because we like that. You
right,
feel me?
yeah,
Top Flow B-Lax.
So what's going on? How you been? How you feeling?
I feel pretty good. You know,
good?
It's been a lot going on. You know what I'm saying?
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. Just very busy.
Yeah.
You know, it's all good because to whom much is given, much is required.
Exactly.
I just try to go by that word and just take it brick by brick for real because, you know, I don't really look at things as like a summary. I look at it like step 1, step 2, step 3. So, but with that being said, I'm glad I was able to come pull up. You know what I'm saying? The family straight.
Sure. Yeah, you got to.
I'm healthy. My family healthy. You healthy. Like that's
good.
all I can ask for.
Exactly. So you are we from Chattanooga. You're from the Chat.
And ironically, I just came back from Chat.
Right.
But yeah, 423. I don't know what the camera at right now.
Either one.
Either one. 423.
Shout out to Chattanooga. So, what was it like growing up in Chattanooga? I know it's kind of a small town relative to Atlanta. What was it like just growing up in that kind of environment? How was your come up?
It's country, you know.
Country?
Yeah, it's a city, and they done develop it now to where it's like a tourist city now, right?
Right.
But like that's what people know about Chattanooga is like, oh, the aquarium. Like when people know about Chattanooga, it's because they went to the aquarium and stuff. They're like, oh, or the what's the little
Ruby Falls?
Ruby Falls, yeah. So it's like all the attractions, right?
Yeah.
But in the city where I grew up at, like born and raised 18 years, like it's small, you know, and I hoop. I play basketball, so my whole life, since the age of 4, I would go to, because the neighborhood that I lived in was called Washington Hills. I mean, it's still called Washington Hills. And it's off of Highway 58. And basically, like, it's just one of them cities where it's just, like, small-minded. People don't really do too much. They go to work, come home, turn up. Like, you know, just the normal.
Just a normal, kind of just middle-class lifestyle growing up like that.
Exactly. Normal middle-class lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't rich.
Right.
But we didn't have to worry about, like, the lights being cut off or, like, you know, I had a roof over my head. We was straight. Like, we was okay.
And that's funny you mentioned Ruby Falls and the aquarium, because growing up in Atlanta, that was our field trips in school.
See what I'm saying?
We would go to Ruby Falls and we would take pictures and just look at the waterfalls. And now I look back, I went back to Ruby Falls as an adult. I was like, it's boring. It's cool.
Yeah.
But it's like the waterfall is just like a little sprinkle. I'm like,
it's not really like how they make it to be.
Right.
Yeah. Did you go back to the aquarium as an like?
I haven't been back to the aquarium as an adult, because you know we got the Georgia Aquarium now.
That and I think that one actually better than that one. Yeah. But they always
that's supposed to be the biggest one in the country, I think. But so you're DJ, you're in the music industry. Yes. What is the music scene like in Chattanooga?
Because I just went back to the music scene. Shout out to Chattanooga Hip Hop Summit. It's developing. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have what Atlanta have. I live here in Atlanta, Georgia, so it's like the music scene out here is fully developed. So many celebrities and stars came from Atlanta, Georgia. A lot of people have been grown and groomed here. So their music scene is different from Chattanooga because the music scene out there is very scarce. We got Isaiah Rashad. We got Usher. You know, he was raised in Chat. And then we got Big Brett that just signed with Metro Boomin and 21 Savage. So it's like,
shout out to him.
Yeah, it's a girl. Her name Big Brett. So y'all get familiar with her. She's a rapper. But like, you know, it's just happening step by step. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the city just, I ain't trying to be rude, but it's very like country whitish like.
Okay.
So
hip hop might not be the main.
They don't want it too black.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And I'm not trying to be funny when I say that, because like I said, I love the city to death.
Yeah.
But they're trying to develop the city to be creative and artistic, right? So you have to include hip hop because that's where they come from. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like now they're slowly, it's just happening step by step. But the city been without the hip hop scene for so long. So when we just went back to Chattanooga, like it was cool, but it was like, if this was in Atlanta, it would have been packed.
Right.
But since Chattanooga not used to resources, they're not used to people's panels, people talking about things that can help you with your career, your artistic ways, your business. So it's like they got to get used to that mentality, because they're used to like, just go work for somebody.
Right. Yeah.
Go to school.
And Chattanooga's in a funny space because it's like it's 2 hours from here, which is the rap capital, and then it's 2 hours from Nashville, which is the country music
capital.
Yeah, the country music capital. So it seems like they kind of veer more towards the country music side versus the Atlanta side with the hip hop side.
Because Atlanta is, I mean, it's black. So you got, like I said, I'm not trying to be funny when I say that, but Tennessee is known for its racist behavior with everything. Like growing up, like I just even remember growing up going to basketball games, and you go to Polk County, that's in Tennessee, like an hour away from Chattanooga, and you gonna be looked at like, who the fuck are you?
For real.
Yeah, like we used to we experienced racism at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Because people forget, like Tennessee is the South. Like it's not, you know what I'm saying? So even though people live in Atlanta, you still in Georgia.
Right.
Like, you don't go away.
Exactly. If you go outside Atlanta, it's a different world, bro.
If you go outside of Atlanta, you still go. I'm going to experience racism because that's just, it's small-minded people. It's small-minded towns. But like I said, they're trying to change that narrative. They're trying to bring more resources to the black community. And I appreciate that because for the longest we didn't have that. And now I just want to do my part and give back. So I went down, I DJ'd and host with my guy Moran the Man, and we came down there.
Shout out Moran.
Shout out Moran. We brought a female rap artist from Milwaukee, Destiny Lynn. She's literally on her way. She about to blow up. Okay. So it just felt good just to provide an experience to my city. But I know it can be bigger and better as time develops.
But when you do that though, that's probably what it's missing. Just somebody like you and other artists like Isaiah Rashad. I don't know what he does or doesn't do for Chattanooga, but that's all it takes for y'all to just come back and just, you know, inject some love into the city, you know, bring some eyeballs and some money and some events down there, and then, you know, it'll turn around.
Exactly. Like you said, you need those key people that's already have made it, that already got those resources, like a Sammy Scott, that's A&R with Atlanta Records, because she's from Chattanooga too. Like bringing those type of caliber people that's from Chat and having them be resourceful to the people that's coming up, like that's going to be the key, like you were saying. So I'm just going to do my part, and I'm going to give them, you know, recommendations and stuff like that, and we'll see. I think it's going to be really big for the city. The music scene is going to grow really, really good.
Got you. So you mentioned you was a hooper. So how did you get into music? How did you get into DJing? Where did that come in?
So, like, music has always been my thing. Like, I love music. Like, I love everything about music. Like, even from behind the scenes to even in front of the camera, like, everything. I love everything about it. I love the business, most importantly.
That's the most important part.
The most important part, I love the business of it. Although I do feel like, well, we'll get to that later, but I'll tell you what, I feel like it could be like a room for improvement in the music industry.
Of course.
But I was hooping for so long, and then, like, I came to a point when I was hooping in college, like, I don't know if I really want to go, like, I know people thought I was going to go pro, but I kind of lost my passion for it. After going to, like, 2 schools, it just, like, the coach is showing favoritism. The coach is not really giving me an opportunity. I'm one of the best players on the team, and I'm not giving the same opportunity to somebody else because I'm not kissing your ass. And I just felt like I'm tired of dealing with that, you know, and it kind of made me lose the passion for basketball. And I realized I probably wasn't meant to even be a basketball player. Like, I'm meant to own my own sport agency. I'm here to help other people. I'm not really here to be on a court.
On a team,
I'm here to be an owner. And I had to realize that when I started exploring my other talents that I like, my other habits, like business, I like helping people, I like being nice to people. That's most important, customer service. I started realizing, like, I don't need to be on that court. I need to be in the office. And I need to be like, delegate and facilitate, because that's what I like to do. Now, basketball is in my heart, so, you know, I'm going to hoop.
Yeah, once a hooper, always a hooper.
I'm going to hoop. You
always a hooper, yeah.
But it's just like, you know, that ain't me no more.
You took it as far as it could go.
I took it as far as, exactly. I took it as far as it could go. And then I was in college. I met Quantum Flesh. That's the first producer I ever met.
Shout out to Flesh.
Shout out to Quantum Flesh. And we just was tight. I mean, he was from Ghana. He's from, you know, Africa or whatever. And it was like, we just was cool. Like, we would kick it. We would link up all the time. And he would show me all the stuff he was doing with Ableton. And he was putting me up on game. We would create together. And that was really like how I got started into the music. And I was like, yo, dog, this is dope. But what is Brittany gonna do? Like, you know, seeing my homies that produce was cool, but it was like, what is Brittany gonna contribute to music? And that's where DJing came in. I was like, yo, I always thought I wanted to be a DJ anyway when I saw the movie Juice.
Juice.
When
Okay.
Q was battling.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Like, I never seen a female DJ back then growing up. So I was like, it'd be cool if a female could be a DJ. So I was like, I'm going to just do that.
Okay. So that's how you that was your introduction into it?
And that was my introduction. So my introduction was production, but I went the DJ route first. And then DJ led me right back to production, which is what I love to do.
So what did you like about being a DJ? Did you like just getting that feedback from the crowd, you know, interacting with people, networking, that kind of thing, just being on the scene?
Yeah, like I say the crowd control, making people feel good.
Yeah.
It's just something about when you can kind of forget where you are in life and just really tap into that moment, live in that moment, being present. Like, DJing helped me help other people be able to do that and not have to worry about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like life pressures, like bills and other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of just have fun.
It kind of gives you an escape almost.
Exactly, and you connect with people. That was I think that was the most important for me. Like I can connect with people. So it's like it's a different feeling. So even when, like, my favorite thing now, I like to go tour. I like to do big shows. I like to do thousands of people because I've done the shows where it was zero in the crowd, 10 people in the crowd. I paid my dues. I worked my way up. But now, like, having that feeling where I know thousands of people I can connect to, like, it's a great feeling.
So how did you get linked up with Hoodrich and them?
That was all Moran.
Really?
Moran the man, yeah. Because Moran, see, I worked at Art Hard a little bit with him. I used to do, like, the mix showing on the weekends with him. And I met Moran because I was DJing this gig. It was in the city. I never forget it. His brother Pluto. Shout out to Pluto. He the one to introduce us because Moran was on the lineup as a DJ, but I was also on the lineup as well, but I closed the night. Okay. So they all went first, and they was like, yeah, we're going to check you out the end. So I came. It was like a 2000s party. I'm talking about, this is one of the best DJ crowds I ever had because, like, everybody was in there dancing. Everybody.
What?
And, like, I had it was a 2-hour set. I did my thing. Everybody loved it. People having a good time. I still got videos. I got footage. You can even include it in that as well, so I'm going to send it to you. But it was just like, yo, like, people just really just, like, being present and having a good time. And it was a vibe. And Moran, he really fucked with me. Like, he really grew, like, I would say, like, gravitated towards me because the music and how I was interacting, how chill I was, it made him feel some type of way, like, who is this girl?
Right.
And it made him reach out to me, like, after the show. He was like, yeah, I definitely want to, like, help you, whatever I want to bring. He gave me my first interview with DJ Scream, bro.
Dang.
My first interview I ever did, well, first of all, my first interview was through my homegirl, Judine, but my first professional interview was with DJ Scream. So he's a legend. So it meant a lot for me to have that look, you know what I'm saying? And then also meet somebody like DJ Scream because that's who we aspire to be. Right. It just felt good. So that was my introduction to Hoodrich.
Shout out to DJ Scream.
And we just build shout out to DJ Scream. He the best. We just build brick by brick with that. You know what I'm saying? And now, shit, we infinite vibes, top floor, everything. Like.
So what is it, what did DJ Scream kind of teach you? What ropes did he show you? Because he's, like you said, he's a legend. Yeah. He's done probably hundreds of mixtapes. Man, I used to listen to DJ Scream mixtapes all the time. Right. So what is it that you kind of learned from him? What kind of gems did he give you on your journey to being, DJ B-Lex?
He always, I would say, he showed me how to be more, like, into my value. Like, knowing your worth, you know what I'm saying? Because he don't do a lot of stuff. He really do what he want to do. And that was where I wanted to work my way into developing, because I was doing everything as a DJ, like whatever. I was just DJing everywhere. But if you notice now, I don't do that anymore because I start to grow into my worth, my value, because I put in these hours where I'm doing all this stuff. It's cool, but this ain't really gonna pay my bills. Right. It's money.
It's money.
But I got an expensive taste. Like, I like to live a certain way. I like to live comfortable.
I know that's right.
I don't need designer to do that, but I just like to have money and do what I want at my leisure. So it was like, okay, he's showing me you got to put your worth up. You got to know your worth, and then you show other people. You know what I'm saying? So I became more exclusive because I'm not everywhere anymore. And people wonder now. They always ask me like, do you DJ? Right. Still, because I don't be at the clubs or I don't be everywhere. It's like, I still DJ. I just be selective now. Right. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too is just his integrity. He always humble and his integrity. He's just an honest person. Like he gonna be real with you. Right. So even though he done been around all these people that we look up to, Young Dolph, He done literally, Zaytoven, like he best friends with all these celebrity people. He's still so humble.
Yeah. I can kind of get that. Like when I watch Big Facts, I can tell that he's just like, even though he is who he is, he don't let that get to his head.
He don't never let that. So if he see me, it's always all love. I always show my respect to him. And I honor him because I just feel like, you know, we need more DJ Screams in the world.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Scream, man. We need to interview you, Scream, man. Come up here one day.
Come do my boy, man. He real good. Like, for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, transitioning from being a DJ to now, you're a full-fledged manager now. So tell me about how Top Floor came about and what it means to you and where you see it going forward. Do you see yourself continuing to manage artists, or do you see yourself branching out and doing other things with the Top Floor brand?
Yeah. Top Floor originally came into actually managing producers. Then it started as artist management with Brendan, which is now Prince Rose.
Prince Rose, shout out to
Prince
him
because he's doing his thing. But I realized while I was doing that I really wasn't even managing, because if you don't have any revenue generating from these clients, that's not managing, because you're not managing anything. There's no tasks, there's no, those obligations. So it was really like I was developing people. Right. So I had to realize what a manager really was. And I've learned a manager is somebody who really manage tasks. It's development too, because you helping artists, but majority coming into Top Floor was developing. Like I was setting up plays for producers, getting them placements, and building our catalog within Top Floor, and then also with Brendan, just helping him with opportunities as well too, like just trying to put people in a better position, just helping you in a sense. Like I don't even really feel like I'm a manager, because I haven't managed anybody that is on that level yet to where they're generating income, number one, and number two is there's nothing to manage. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like anything, and I will preach this, because I think if you don't have anything to manage, you have to manage yourself. Everything I did as a DJ, I didn't have nobody helping me. I did it on my own. So I just feel like with these artists coming up, they need to be more proactive. Don't wait on nobody to set up your studio sessions. Don't wait on nobody to help you with your showcases. Don't wait on anybody. Like you need to be doing this on your own, because you will evaluate more when you get to the higher level. And you won't be like, I don't know the business. I don't know what's going on. Like that stems from that dependency on other people. Like stop depending on other people to help you.
Yeah, and then a lot of artists want to be signed. You know, some want to stay independent. Right. But it's like, even if you want to be signed, you still got to put in that independent grind before they even see you, because they're not going to put those dollars behind you if you just lackadaisical. Exactly. They're going to put it into somebody that's helping. They want to help somebody that's helping themselves. So if you already got some motion going, that's going to be the best thing for you.
That's today's world. Back then, they did artist development. Now, you got to be popping for them to sign you.
Exactly.
And you might not even have but see, what I would want an artist to have is the work ethic. I done developed and helped people, creatives, who were talented, but if you don't have that work ethic, it's just not going to work. And for me, I'm just going to preach work ethic. You could be the most talented person in the world, but if you ain't got that work,
it ain't going to matter.
It ain't going to work out.
Right. So for the upcoming independent artists, or maybe artists that even wants to be signed, what would you say, what would be the perfect 24 hours in your opinion for like an independent artist? Say it's just a Wednesday, middle of the week, just a random day. Right. They wake up, they want to be an artist, they got 24 hours. What would you tell them to do in that day?
They need to have a vision. They need to learn about creating an LLC for what they're trying to do, because it's one thing to be the talent, but the brand, you know what I'm saying? So your brand is one thing, and then your talent is another. So you should LLC your brand, because that's something that's going to follow you and grow and develop over time to multiple things. And just network across, not up. Don't be in the DMs of Beyonce. Don't be in the DMs of Jay-Z. Like, these folks going to give you a shot just because you reached out. Like, network with somebody like Adrian, network with somebody like Torres, like somebody that's approachable, somebody that we can talk to and, get some advice and really see what you need to do. You might even know a studio they can go record at. I would kind of get a schedule of like, okay, these are the days I'm going to record. If I'm not recording, I'm going to be doing this with my business. I need to be basically I guess, monetize on YouTube. I need to monetize my music. I need to be pick my distribution platform. Those are the things I would want you to do in 24 hours. Like, know the business. The first 24 hours need to be you knowing the business. I wouldn't even, don't even worry about the music.
Okay.
Yeah, know the business. That way you don't get screwed in the end.
And it's crazy because the business is changing every day. It's like
every day.
The landscape is different. There's new artists popping up every day. There's new ways to get money every single day. And that's another thing I wanted to ask you. What are some of the different avenues of getting money? Because, I mean, you got, of course, the music.
Right.
Music is valuable, but the value has kind of dropped as more music is coming out. It's 1,000 songs coming out.
So many artists.
Every single day. So you got to kind of be creative, think outside the box, and figure out some other ways to get money. So what are the other ways to do that? Music is last. You're
going to get that paycheck from Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. That comes last. The first steps of getting money in this industry is through your merch. This is how you connect with your fans. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to understand, like, what am I doing this for and who I'm connecting to. So it's like
your fans,
audience. Right. Those are the people that's going to spend the money. Those are the people that's going to buy into you. So no matter what you do, whether you create a Coca-Cola can, whatever you create, they're going to buy into it. You know what I'm saying? So I would say merch is definitely on top, one of the top fives.
Right.
Merch. Got to have merch. Another way you could do is also just connect with people that's paying artists that do performances. That's number 2. Another way, too, is like whatever you're good at within the music, you might want to write. If you're a writer, you can link up with different executives in the industry and get paid for your writing ability. What's another way artists could get paid?
You got these brand deals going on.
Brand sponsorships.
You got to be kind of at a certain level to get there, though.
You got to have a brand. What is your brand? See, that's why I was saying it all goes back to the brand, which is the LLC. Like, I just did an influencer. It's called an influencer now. So an artist can be an influencer and partner with a Foot Locker, a Subway, any of those type of shoes, Nike. But what you would need to do is you need to show your lifestyle. You need to show who you are as a person and knows how those brands look into you. So for me, I done had Budweiser. I done had what's the Boost Mobile. I had Sicilian Pizza. Like, all those people reach out to me to be like, hey, we want to pay you a certain amount and we want you to post, like, they give me like 3 things to post. And it's easy money. Like, I became an influencer because of those type of things. It's like, okay, so I just got to do certain things, but my profile is clean. I'm not doing nothing crazy where it's going to hurt their brand because it's cross promotion.
Yeah. So you kind of got to think about being marketable. Not being controversial. Which controversy does sell these days, so you kind of got to pick and choose.
It depends on what brand. Yeah, like, you could probably get some brands to still, like, look at you, but your following got to be their number one. They won't. Got to have a following, and like you said, your brand got to align with what their goals are and what they're trying to do.
Exactly. So, you mentioned touring earlier this year. Was it this year? You went on tour with Big Lotto, the 777
My
tour?
first big tour, because I done did shows with, like, the most. Well, I did a DJ for Tiny. I DJed for Tiny before we went to, not Savannah, it was, what's that? Man.
Macon, Statesboro? Is it in Georgia?
Yeah, what is it called? August something?
Augusta.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to remember, but yeah. I went and DJed for Tiny in Augusta. It was like 8,000 people there. Also, I done DJed before. Shout out to Play, because, he was able to give me that opportunity. We opened up for Moneybag Yo, Ride Wave, and Hot Boy. So it was like literally 12 or 14,000 people there in Orlando. And then I had my first tour with Lotto, alongside
Santana was on there.
Jay Young.
How was?
Yeah, it was cool. Asian A, all them. Like, it was a good vibe. Like, it was a good experience for me because like I got to see every night what people were doing, and for the most part, I learned that everybody just stuck to the assignment. They stayed consistent with every performance. Like. It wasn't anything different.
It's the same
just
thing,
a different
night
city.
In, night out.
Exactly, just a different city. So I learned, like, that's the rhythm. Like, you can't just be trying to do different things every show, but more so just having, like, that rhythm, knowing what you're going to be doing and doing that every time.
So what was it like being on that tour and being in those different cities and just living that lifestyle? Was it what you expected? Could you see yourself, doing that? Because, artists these days, they tour for their whole lives. Damn, you got the Isaac Brothers and all these older people still touring. So is that something you can see yourself doing?
Yeah, most definitely. For me, though, what it would take is just to have my people around me. Because when you're away from your family and then you in different energies in different cities, it can have a toll on you, on your mental, because it's like, if you don't have no real genuine support and love, it's not going to make you feel good what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And even though you love what you're doing, it's like, it's going to take away from that. So if I was to do like my own tour, which I do have visions to do that as well too, I gotta have people like Taurus. I gotta have people like Moran. I gotta have those type of people I would want around me that, you know, it's good family vibes. Like, and they want to see me win. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to put y'all in position to win. I want to help you guys too. You know.
So do you feel like you were kind of isolated on that tour? You didn't have what you needed as far as that support and just that love around you?
Yeah, it was kind of like a random just going tour situation. It wasn't like, these my people.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that. So it's just like I just gained the experience and I learned more about touring and the business about touring.
Right.
So I just used that to my advantage. I didn't, you know, I just realized like, damn, this shit would have been different if I would have had, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I know like what I want when it comes to touring.
And speaking of Lotto, shout out to her.
Shout out to Lotto doing her thing, nominated for a Grammy.
What are you thinking about the female rap scene? You see a lot of these female rap artists beefing with each other. It's kind of hard for them to get along. But I'm not trying to make this no
like
female, because male artists, they beef too.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, what do you think about the landscape of the female rap scene? What do you think is contributing to a lot of these problems? Because you see, like, you got Glorilla popping up. You see Cardi
Shout
embrace
out to Glorilla. I fucking love that. She representing from Tennessee. Like, she from Memphis, but I still look at her like she representing for us. Because at the end of the day, it's like, we know what it's like to live in Tennessee. You came from nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I know what it is. But she got that drive, that hustle. I feel like the rap scene, with all the things that they're doing right now with the antagonizing and coming at each other and stuff like that, that's just stemming from a natural instinct. Like, it's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we don't see, that they have to deal with, all the pressures and stuff, especially with these awards. A lot of these arguments stem from when certain awards get announced. You know, I don't know if y'all noticed the pattern, but it's always an issue because, number one, the industry is every industry is a male-dominant industry, right? Number one. So as women, we have the pressures we gotta stick together because there's not that many of us, right? But then you have the crab in the bucket mentality. It's like, I want to only be the only one, or I'm the top bitch, or I'm this, like, versus like, let me help my youngsters right here. You know what I'm saying? Because even like they were saying, like the OG, which is Nikki, she not being more like reaching, but I do see her do it. She's just not doing what people want her to do. Because she do it, but y'all want her to do it y'all way, and that's just not how that shit gonna work. Because she her own person. I look at everybody as an individual. Right.
And it's crazy because, like, I look at the position that Nikki is in, and she is, like, I would compare her to almost like a Drake, because Drake, 100%. They came up together. Right. But you see Drake working with everybody. You see Drake embracing everybody. You know, if you get a song, a feature with Drake, you stamp. Like, you in there. And I feel like with Nikki could be that. She could be the female version of that. And I'm just, you know, wondering what is the mentality behind, you know, being so scarce with your features and being so scarce with your brand.
It may not be her. I don't think that's for Nikki.
You don't think it's
even
her?
though she's up there with Drake, because Drake is Drake.
Right, yeah.
I feel like Nikki is just not that. We're trying to make her be something she's not. Like, even though we would like for her to be that way, it's just, that's not her. She gonna hop on who she wanna hop on, and that's cool. Drake also does the same thing, but he does it strategically. If it's an artist that's popping, he gonna hop on it. And we saw it even with the Young Blue stuff, because you know, clearly we was working with Young Blue before he blew up with the Drake record. But it's just like, Drake is strategic. And I don't even think it's much so like he understands that to have longevity, you have to pay it forward. But it's like, even with Nikki, she understands that. And she pay homage, but she gonna do what she wants. She's not gonna work with an artist just because they popping. That's just not her. And I respect it, because it's just like, everybody put these expectations on you when you on that high level like that. But I just feel like you're an individual, you're human at the end of the day. Like, you gonna be this big contractor one day, and people gonna be like, you should be doing it this way. But at the end of the day, Torres decided he wanted to do it that way, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with you. it has to be somebody in that position for the female rap.
Right.
But I don't think it's gonna be Nicki.
Yeah,
And I mean, it's not her.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be somebody else. It may be a Cardi. It may be, because even her doing what she did with Glorilla, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she done did it before with plenty other female rappers. But, you know, I think it might be Cardi might be that person.
Yeah.
Or maybe Megan Thee Stallion might be that. You know what I'm saying? We just have to see how time progresses, you know?
Yeah. Because I always wonder that. It's just like the female rap scene is growing every single day.
It's growing.
Got so many new female artists just coming up and killing it and blowing up.
Right.
Dang, what's her name, bro? What is her name?
Where's she from?
The Munch girl. What's her name?
Oh, yeah, Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. I couldn't think of that. It's like she just came out of nowhere.
Right.
And now she's blowing up. She done raised her prices on her shows and everything. And it's like, I feel like if they stuck together more, like rising tides lift all boats.
Right.
So it's like, I don't like to see the arguing and the infight in between it, because I'm like, dang, y'all would make great music together. So it's just like, dang, man, I'm just confused about what's going on, you know? I just like to see just more of that female camaraderie.
Right. And then, like I said, in the younger generation, the rap artists that are coming up got to understand that just because somebody an OG in the game don't mean they got to do something for you.
Yeah, they don't, right.
So that's where the confusion, and I think that's where the lack of, like, misunderstanding comes in. Is I wanted this feature, you didn't give it to me, fuck you. Or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of misunderstanding, and it's like, just because Jay-Z is who he is, if I was a male rapper, I'm not gonna be mad or feel some type of way. I'm gonna still pay my homage that we didn't get no record together.
Right.
Cause still to this day, even though Nicki came up and gave homage to Lil' Kim, it ended up being something totally different.
Right, yeah,
and they never did a song together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I watched them early videos of Nicki, because I'm a Nicki fan.
Right,
I watched those videos of her paying homage to Lil' Kim.
She was giving it up to Lil' Kim, for sure.
So it's like, the media has a lot to do with a lot of these portrayals as well too. So,
Gotcha. So again, bringing up Lotto, you
Yes.
saw when her album dropped, she came out and said that she almost didn't want to put out a certain song because it was a male rapper kind of trying her.
right.
For
Which
her
we later
verse.
learned
Which
that
we
it
later
was
learned-
Kodak Black.
Was it Kodak Black? They said it was Lil Wayne. They said it was Kodak. I don't know. I'm not gonna put that on nobody. But like being a female in the industry, how do you kind of stop that from happening?
It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. Like when you come into the industry, in the music industry, it's inevitable things that gonna like. It's gonna happen.
Men are gonna be men, right?
Men are gonna be men. Women are gonna be women. It can be a woman holding their nuts on you, but it's just like at the end of the day, you know. It just come with it, because even with me dealing with records, me pushing the records that I do, like I have to deal with certain artists maybe like, oh, I don't want that, I don't like it. But you was in the studio hyping that shit up, going crazy, and then as soon as I say I want to drop it, oh, I don't like it. I don't have that happen to me before. And I didn't have to, I didn't put it out, even though I could have held my nuts and been like, nah, it's coming out, because I own the rights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I respect how people feel, but I learned that, you know, I just have to be selective on who I work with. Because if you're in the studio hyping this record up, but when I try to put it out, you all of a sudden don't like the record, that's a red flag to me, and I didn't know that about this person.
Right.
So now I know moving forward, it's like, okay, whatever. Like now I know I gotta be selective when I do music with people, because some people, they just be doing stuff just to be doing, or they may have a motive behind it. Like it may not even be the music why they doing this stuff with you.
Right.
So you gotta be very mindful and careful with certain things. But I think with Lotto was the thing, well, this allegedly, it was like, she gave her word on a feature for Kodak Black artist. She did not keep her word. And that's why that's why he was trying to hold his, that's why that happened. And he don't like her. Like that's why you see it in the media, like he say certain things in disrespectful ways, but it's just like, I mean, I agree. Like if you say you're gonna do something, do it.
Do it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was holding on that to help his business. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, you gotta just, if you say you're gonna do something, just do it.
So do you feel like your experience in the industry would be different as a man? Like, do you feel like you would be able to navigate this industry in a different way? Do you feel like it's more barriers for women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because women are, you got to think, we come from times where women didn't work. So it's like we still overcoming that. People don't even think. It was just 80 years ago. I mean, my dad is still living. He almost 80. Where, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like 90 years ago, really. I think it was like 90 years ago. Women had the right to work and vote. So why do we think that this mentality is not evolving? It's still there. It's subconsciously. Men look at women like, you working. Now you have to work because the cost of living is so high. But then it's like, okay, men are looking at women like, you're not supposed to be doing this. This is what men do. No, for real. And that's just what it is. But you have men that are open, like a Moran, like a tourist, that, or agent, that want to be like, I'll work with you. I'll do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not about your gender.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you have those men that's like, don't even acknowledge. I've been in rooms, certain men don't even acknowledge me. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like, oh, that's just a woman. But at the end of the day, like, I could do. You don't even know what I do.
Yeah, he don't know what the fuck. Like, he don't know who you is.
You feel me? Like, I could change your life. Like, I could literally introduce you to somebody and change your life. But it's like, people just have their own ways of how they brought up, how they was raised and stuff. And I understand, like I said, I believe in individuality, regardless if it's a bad person or a good person, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just like, you're an individual. You don't understand that this shit is for everybody. Anything a man can do, a woman can do. Anything a woman can do, a man can do. That's why you think men doing hair, men doing makeup. Men are literally doing everything women fucking do, and it's no problem. But the moment that a woman want to do that shit, it's a problem because men are not really receptive to that, you know. But we are receptive to you guys doing what we do, hair, makeup, whatever the women do.
Y'all be
nails,
stamping it. Y'all be supporting it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, because we understand that, you know, we still live in that ideology, you know what I'm saying, that men are, they're, you know, superior. But I don't think that. I think human race is superior. So I don't think about genders when it comes to that.
And for the record, man, I support women. I support all women. I love women. You know, women be doing the damn thing, you know what I'm saying? I was raised by a woman, you know.
That part. And you not just saying it.
No, definitely.
You actually do it.
Yeah, because I mean.
You done supported me. You ain't have to do a lot of stuff you did for me.
Facts. And it's like, you don't know who you can learn from. You can learn from anybody. You can learn from a Jay on the street. He can come up to you and just say some random shit, and you think he's just a crackhead, but he really giving you knowledge. So it don't matter, woman, man, crackhead, freaking the president. It don't matter. You can learn from anybody.
Titles don't matter.
Yeah. So you are not only a DJ, not only a manager, not only one of my favorite people, you're also an entrepreneur. Tell me about the CBD store coming.
Yes, I'm super excited about that, Taurus, because we've been talking about it for a long time, and I got into it because I was inspired by a lady. Her name is Ann, and she owns 2 dispensaries in Seattle, Washington. Oh, wow. And my girlfriend, her family member, introduced me to her. So when I went to Seattle with my team, we came out there, we DJ'd out there or whatever.
I remember that.
Yep, I went to go see the dispensary that she owned, and I was like, yo, this is dope. And she was telling me, like, we just stayed connected or whatever, and she was telling me she wanted to expand out there in Atlanta. So I was like, yes, I would love to be a part of this. I do want to bring cannabis to, you know, the city of Atlanta.
I mean, it's here, but it ain't, like, legally here. So.
It's not legal, right? We got cannabis, but it's not legal. But now we have a part of cannabis that's legal, which is CBD, because of the percentage of the legal requirements of the THC that's in it, right? So for me, it was like, I can get in at that avenue just because that's on a legal scale right now, and then I can advance my way into when we got the 26 percentages of THC, when we get to the legal part. Because it's all about, that's the part that's not legal, the THC. So it's a plant, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just super excited. My business partner, she sold me my first investment property on the west side of Atlanta, and I brought her in to help Anna, to look for commercial properties because she wanted to expand out here. But it didn't end up working out, and then me and her ended up talking like, we could just do this on our own. And that's how that all happened, because we was like, she wasn't ready at the time. Like, we could just open up our own CBD store, and we was looking more into it. And my business partner, she recommended us do like a franchise, because she was like looking into it. She was like, the cost is on the low end, is lower on a franchise level, and it's more safer because the brand is more recognizable for people. So I was like, let's do it. And then we just build brick by brick from there. Like, it just, now we got our own storefront. Like, we have a storefront in Sandy Springs, like a literal storefront.
When is it open, and when can we pull
Next
up?
Month. So I don't have a grand opening right now, because right now the drawings are being submitted for the designs to the city of Sandy Springs. Once those are improved, we'll have our construction team come in. It'll take less than 2 weeks to get that done.
Okay.
So we're hoping by like before Thanksgiving, because we want to do Black Friday.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, we're hoping right before Thanksgiving. So I would know like in the next 2 weeks if like what that date gonna be. So I'm excited. Yeah,
I'm gonna support it. You know I'm gonna pull up.
Hey, this grand opening gonna be huge. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And we got everything: skincare. We got water soluble, edibles, pet CBD. It's so much stuff.
Right. That's what's up. That's dope. I mean, I love that for you. That's awesome. I know you've been like you said, you've been talking about it for a long time, and you finally making it happen. So I'm really proud of that. You know, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. You doing everything you said you was gonna do.
Yeah, for sure. So what else you got coming up? What's next for you?
What's next?
Besides the CBD stuff.
Besides the store, right? Multiple locations for the CBD store. I'm coming out with a project first quarter, 2023. I'm coming out with a project. I'm gonna tell my story. I'm not gonna give you the project name right now because I want nobody to steal it. But
stay tuned.
I'm gonna tell you behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Because you my bro. You know what I'm saying? I trust you. But no, like I got a project coming up. It's gonna tell my story, my thought process, how I go about situations and experiences. I'm building my catalog production-wise. Like I've been on FL producing music. Remember, I started out doing it with you. Now I'm doing it on my own.
Let's go.
I co-produce a lot with Moran because we both have like this same vision that we're trying to accomplish. So me and him do a lot of production beats together as well. And we just put these plays together, man. We make shit happen. Like we work with what we want to work with. We build a catalog and we just go off of that. And we pick certain songs we might want to put out for it, or you know, we might try to play them for executives, A&Rs at labels.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to keep building the catalog, that top floor catalog for sure. And then another thing that I want to get into is flipping homes. So I've had my investment properties. I got one here and one in Chattanooga. But the only thing missing is that quick money, that flip.
That flip is quick.
You know what I'm saying?
Money. It's a lot of work, but it's quick.
It's a lot of work.
It's lucrative.
But it's lucrative. I got the passive income on lock. But I want that 40, 50, 60 at a time, 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So my next goals are that. Flipping property, CBD stores, music. That's it. That's all I want to do. Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to work a 9 to 5. I'm so blessed. Like, I'm done with my 9 to 5. Like, I'm doing music promotions now. I also do that as well because I don't think people know that about me. Like, I help artists with music promotions, promoting their music through blogs, promoting their music through playlisting, promoting their music through YouTube when you put a video out, promoting your music on BT Jam. Like, I got all the plugs, billboards, everything. So I be helping artists with that. If they got a nice budget, we can work with it. And I just wanted to put that out there because I don't talk about that. But
so shout out to you. Y'all reach out, artists. Y'all hear what she can do for you. Y'all reach out, for real.
Thanks.
All right. Well, you know, I appreciate it, B-Lax. You know, this was a great conversation. I think you dropped some good gems. Tell everybody where to find you. Where you at? Instagram?
Top Floor B-Lax. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Top Floor B-Lax. TOPFLOORBEELAX. Top Floor B-Lax.
Don't relax, B-Lax.
Find me everywhere. I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate
Thank you, bro.
you, sis.
I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you too, sis.
Yes.
And that is a wrap.